If you've been following anything related to the newer DJI Integra goggles or the goggles Integra, you've probably heard some of the complaints, or perhaps the main complaint, about the discomfort with the fit on these goggles. Specifically, the default facial interface, the foam that it ships with, is highly uncomfortable for most American faces that aren't super wide, I guess. And most painful, at least what I've seen from my own experience and from what I'm seeing online, is this part of your nose, the bridge. After wearing these goggles, especially with this default foam, you start to feel a lot of pressure right here. And I've covered some of this in some of my previous videos. And I've gone over the modification that I made and the replacement foam that I purchased several months ago now. This is the replacement foam that I ordered from Rotor Riot, and I actually just cut out that foam area around the nose to give more room in there for my nose to breathe and not have as much pressure, especially after flying for long periods of time. This wasn't a perfect solution, of course, but it was vastly superior to the experience that I got with the stock facial interface, and it was way more comfortable. It actually has a lot more padding in the foam. This is very kind of rigid and doesn't have much cushion in there. I really preferred this. But then a couple months after I got this, maybe a month, maybe two, DJI released their new soft fit foam. And I saw that and I was like, oh great, they finally released something that is, better, something that it probably should have come with, if you ask me. But the price tag on that soft fit foam officially from DJI was upwards of $40 after tax and shipping or whatever, and that was a hard pass from me. So I kind of just went on living my life with the Rotor Riot foam with my little custom mod to give myself more nose room. It wasn't until just about a week ago that I saw a video, it was actually a shorts video, about a different type of foam. And let me just remember that title. It's called ProShot. ProShot FPV. I'll throw a link up so you can click that to check it out. They manufacture these replacement foam interfaces for the goggles Integra and the goggles 2 that they're claiming are way more comfortable, and they have addressed the nose issue possibly better than any of the other alternatives that are out in the market. Perhaps even that DJI Soft Fit. So I don't have the Soft Fit to test. Again, I'm not buying a $40 piece of foam, but I ordered the ProShot from PyroDrone. They said here in their description that ProShot was distributing to a couple different sites, and they have links to these in the description for the shorts video that I just had linked, and they link it again. But you can actually get this foam from PyroDrone, Newbie Drone, Defiance RC and Factory, and Farron's Frames. More to follow, they say. So if this gets popular and people like it, you may see these popping up in other places, maybe even somewhere like Amazon. Now, I did notice from PyroDrone that this is now sold out, and just to be specific here, on PyroDrone it doesn't say ProShot. It's actually called PyroDrone. That they branded it themselves, so they're kind of selling it as their store brand, but it is ProShot's product. Branded here, the listing says PyroDrone Comfy Foam for DJI Goggles 2 and Integra, and then in parentheses it says Ultimate version. I have no idea what makes it ultimate. Maybe it's just extra soft. I don't think they even have a standard version. It's just all ultimate. It is currently out of stock, so you would have to sign up for an in-stock notification. I was fortunate enough that when I saw that short, there was some in stock, and I ordered one right away, and the price is actually spot on. $12.49 before tax and shipping. I think the total came to right around $18 after like $5 for shipping, so it wasn't horrible, but a lot more affordable and reasonable than DJI's Pro or Soft Fit foam for $40, $35, whatever they're asking. It's too much. But anyway, I wanted to open this thing up to give you a little unboxing here. It doesn't seem like there's much to it. It doesn't really feel like there's anything in this box. To give you my first impressions of the fit, the feel and the ease of use for these. I don't even know how these attach. I don't know if it's a click-in or if it's Velcro, kind of like what I had with my Rotor Riot ones here. But let's get this thing opened and see what we've got. Just arrived today, I haven't opened it yet, so get it sliced open. Okay, here's our packing list. Pyrodrone Comfy Foam for DJI Goggles 2 Ultimate version. So yeah, it's the right thing. That's it. All we've got. And it does look like it maybe uses Velcro? I think it's Velcro. Oh yeah. It's definitely got some gush to it. Now this actually reminds me of the official DJI extra spongy foam that I had for my V2 goggles. I actually still have those. It does seem almost identical, just the give that it has, and it's extra plush. But you'll notice that this does not have anything in the nose area, and that's by design. They, just like I did with my modded piece here, they left out the nose cavity because the actual goggle unit is about as small or as big as whatever it can be, the size before it starts crushing your nose. If you add anything more to what is already just part of the goggle itself, it's going to be too small in there. And unless you have a really tiny nose, you're going to feel some sort of discomfort or pressure on the bridge of your nose. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to remove my, oh gosh, okay. Hopefully I don't need to put these back because the double stick Velcro kind of came off with it. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. May have to spend some time here cleaning this up. And we're gonna stick on the new one. You can see how it attaches here. This is a double stick strip of Velcro. And this is kind of like the tacky side, and on here is the fuzzy side. So we're gonna put this, pretty obvious where it would go. This is gonna line up right there. And then we'll go ahead and attach it and see how these things feel. But first, I'm gonna get the rest of this foam, the Velcro that came with my Rotor Riot foam replacement off of here. So now we're clean. Now, referencing back to the original foam that it shipped with, this is what came with the Integras. This had an injection molded piece of plastic with some tabs in here that click in to the actual goggle, and that's a good design. It's a little bit more robust and it's less DIY. You're not dealing with double stick and Velcro, but really at the end of the day, if it's not comfortable, it's not going to work and I won't like it. So I'm going to attach this now with hopes that it's going to be more comfortable and get that fit and allow my nose to not be crushed while I'm using it. So I'll probably speed this section up here again, so we're going to get this attached. Let's see how fun this is. All right, here we go. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try not to let this stick on itself because it did only ship with one. It'd be a real shame to damage this or do something that is going to cause irreparable damage. All right, almost done. Okay, we're gonna line this up. Just so. You're gonna start in the top center. There's no instructions that came with this, by the way. You kind of just have to common sense to figure this out on your own. Okay, that was a little bit of a pain in the ass, but I finally got it. And super sticky. This stuff is really on there. I don't see any bubbles or anything like that. Be sure when you're attaching that, go low enough that it's not going to overshoot the edge of the bezel or the inside of the goggles here. But now we can see that there is this Velcro strip going the whole way around, and it is ready to accept the foam. So this will then hopefully be removable. So if I don't like this at all, I will have to revert back to this guy here and probably get some new Velcro, unless this would probably just work with that piece. Anyway, let's get this on and see how she fits. Oh yeah. This is really giving me, you know, V2 vibes. So the goggles V2, which is my other pair that I used for 2 full years, I think, with the foam that's very similar to this. This is actually starting to look like those, just how comfy those were. So I'm actually pretty excited to try these things on here because I have a good feeling that these are going to be much more comfortable now. All right, so I'm going to loosen the strap here because with more foam in there, it's probably going to be a tighter fit. Let's see how these things feel. Okay. Yep. These things are much more comfortable. They feel stronger, they feel more secure to my head. They don't feel as loose as they used to with the Rotor Riot foam. And with that extra cushion of the denser foam, it's definitely more comfortable around my eyes. Now with the nose, I am noticing my nose, I don't have a huge nose, I'm noticing it bump against this plastic a little bit when I was moving and situating it on my head, but once it's on and I get the tightness kind of dialed in, it's not crushing my nose. It's definitely an improvement. I would say it is a significant improvement. Now, granted, this is my first time trying these on, and only time will tell after I wear these enough, you know, for 10 minutes straight, we'll say, if I, you know, notice any pain at the bridge of my nose or anywhere else. But I can say right away, yes, that is a significant improvement in the comfort department over both the original foam and the replacement Rotor Riot foam that I got. I have a good feeling about these things. Now, as far as light leak is concerned, it's really not bad. Now, I'm inside. I can see a tiny sliver down, you know, where you would expect under my nose. But as far as that not being completely sealed, according to ProShot, that's a good thing. You want to have a little bit of airflow up in there to help prevent lens fogging, especially on hot days where you're sweating inside these goggles. If it is a closed, sealed environment in there, it's more likely for the lenses to fog up. Now, I actually didn't have any fogging issues really while flying with these because I had, you know, ample airflow down where my nose is because I made that little modification myself. But with these, I don't think I'll see fogging with them because it's probably a little bit more airflow or about the same versus, you know, the Rotor Riot foam. So again, the foam feels fantastic. I think it looks cooler too. Just, I don't know, it's a nice look and the colors match a little bit more. I ordered the black one of these from Rotor Riot and they sent me this. It's kind of blue. I don't know if that was a mistake on their end or if this is just what they think black is. But these have a nicer look, and I can say right now that there's no chance I'm going to be returning these. I'm going to be using these because already I can tell the comfort is improved dramatically. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I will never want to wear this again in my entire life. This was just the worst experience with comfort that I've had with any pair of headset, goggles, whatever, for VR, for FPV or anything. These were horrible. I don't know what they were thinking shipping these to the US market. But anyway, there you have it. If you're looking for a cheaper alternative over DJI's soft fit $40 foam, this is what I would recommend. Happy to say that the price was much more, you know, reasonable, logical, affordable at under $20 for this, for a significant improvement in the comfort department there. I'll probably keep these as a backup or something like that, but I don't really see these having any kinds of problems. So I'll probably post something as more of a long-term reaction to these after I've had some time to fly with them and, you know, wear them for longer periods of time, just to report back on how the comfort is after, you know, extended use. if I notice anything in the nose. But I don't see light leak being an issue. Comfort is not an issue at all. I think I'm going to enjoy these things. So check out my links in the descriptions. Look back through and click on those videos to check out the ProShot original video where I found these things. And let's give them a little bit of credit for these, because they created an awesome product that I'm happy to report is totally worth it. That's about it. That's all I've got on these. Hopefully you enjoyed the video here today. If you did, please consider throwing a like on it. Hit that subscription button if you want to see what else I have coming down the pike here. I post new stuff every single week, and you should be able to see my longer term reaction if I post anything on that. That's it. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.